Hi, welcome back. In this video, we will be having a close look at the X30 Pro, Roidmi's latest cordless stick vacuum. This model is the third Roidmi product that I've tested after the F8 and the NEX X20, and it may be the best so far when it comes to quality, usability, and performance. I've spent close to a week testing this vacuum, and I've gathered some eye-opening results with it that I'll share with you later on in this video. Full disclosure, Roidmi sent me this product for free to test, but with all the tests I do, it's hard for me to be biased. If it's your first time in this channel, please consider subscribing to get notified when I publish new reviews like this. For more information about the Roidmi X30, please check the links down below. First, let me run through the different models. There are two options available, the X30 and the X30 Pro. These two models have the same motor and battery. The difference would be that the X30 Pro has the fully colored OLED screen, while the X30 has the LED display. I'm not sure if the X30 has the colored screen, as they didn't mention anything about it on their website. Another difference is that the X30 Pro has the pet grooming tool with the hose, while the X30 doesn't have these attachments, so pet owners should definitely go with the Pro version. Next, we'll look at the upgrades that the X30 has over the X20. The most notable is the OLED screen in place of the dotted LED lights in the X20. This screen provides a myriad of information to users, such as battery status, power levels, error codes, and more. The black background and colored graphics provide excellent readability even if the screen is tiny compared to a Tineco S12 or a Dyson V11. I would say it's a tad bit more attractive than the Roborock H6 screen. The usability of the dust cup has also been improved. It now has a trap door and a release latch that makes disposing of dirt less messy to the fingers. Locking it feels tighter and doesn't have the wiggly feel that the X20 has. The filter in front of the motor is now metal in place of the foam filter in the X20 that can come out if you're not careful. Unlike the X20 that has two main cleaning brushes, the X30 only has one. If you look at the new design, it retains a soft roller bar, but with orange bristles that span the width of the brush in a V-shaped pattern. Based on my tests, it isn't as good as a traditional brush roll with stiff bristles at deep cleaning carpet, but it's very efficient on hard floors. The soft roller is also water resistant and works well with the mop attachment that comes with it. However, there are some nuances that you'll need to know about how this product mops that I'll share with you later in this video. The X30 has a Z-Way sterilization system that has a 6-level filtration, flanked by 2 washable filters, a pre-motor and a post-motor filter right behind the motor, which is also found in the X20. Another upgrade is the motor. The X30 has the Engine X 2.0 digital brushless motor that has 26,500 pascals, which is 1,500 more than the X20. Lastly, the most impressive upgrade, at least in my opinion, is the new LG/Samsung BMS X 2.0 lithium-ion battery that Roidmi says will run for up to 70 minutes. In my tests, it far surpassed this claim as it exceeded the 110-minute mark, which is the longest so far of all the cordless vacuums I've tested from a single battery. It ran further than the Roborock H6, Dyson V11, and Tineco S12. Take note that the runtime was achieved using the crevice tool at the lowest power setting. With the main cleaning head attached, the X30 ran for up to 82 minutes in my test. If you get the Pro version, you'll get these items out of the box: an extension tube, a mini motorized brush, a crevice tool with a brush insert, an extra filter, a brush cleaning tool, a pet grooming tool with a hose, a wall-mountable magnetic dock with a power cord, and an adapter. The X30 is also compatible with the Roidmi app that you can access by scanning the QR code on the manual or by searching for Roidmi Cleaner wherever you download your apps from. You don't really need the app, but if you want to access the more advanced features or unlock more power, it's something you should consider using. The app is connected via Bluetooth, so you'll have to be in the proximity of the vacuum to pair it. I'll quickly go through the features. You'll have access to the standard gear option that will give you the ability to increase the motor output. So I tested this feature to see if it increases airflow, and it did, with the biggest gains at the lowest setting. Please note that this feature isn't the same as the power settings function. You still have to use the second button on the handle to toggle through the 3 different power settings. The screen display feature lets you choose between battery life and last battery. So battery life will indicate how much time is left with the charge, while the last battery will show the percentage. The time to turn off feature option is similar to the screen timeout feature of your mobile device. So it gives users several choices on how long before the screen automatically shuts off. I just leave it at the lowest setting to maximize the battery life. For more information about the app, please check the review on my blog that I'll post in the video description below. Aside from the extended runtime, Another feature that piqued my interest was the new brush roll. So I tested it on a variety of debris on hard floors and carpets. And here are the results of the tests. The X30V brush roll did best cleaning hard floors where the soft roller really shines. Even at the lowest power setting, it was able to pick up stuff like sand, Quaker oats, pet litter, and quinoa in the forward pass. In the sand on hard floor test, it was able to pick up an average of 99.5% in 2 tests. So the extended runtime is really usable in this surface, though the fast spinning brush kicks some debris forward, a common issue with most products that use a soft roller attachment. One issue with the X30, as with all Roidmi products, is its inability to clean large quantities of Fruit Loops, but it can clean smaller bits of Cheerios with less risk of clogging. The cleaning head has enough clearance, but the problem is the narrow pathway going to the dust receptacle that easily clogs up. Fortunately, cleaning a massive amount of Cheerios isn't a common occurrence, but it's just something I discovered during the cleaning tests. It isn't as efficient on carpets as a soft roller tends to leave a trail of debris on the forward pass, but it picks them up in subsequent passes. The issue here is that you'll have to do more passes, so it won't be as efficient as a Tineco or Dyson on carpets. Despite not having stiff bristles, the X30 is decent at deep cleaning carpet, picking up an average of 83.3% on 2 tests using the highest setting. It was much better than the Dream V10 I tested a few months back. One issue with the X30 is the velocity of the brush. It causes a significant amount of splattering of debris, as you can see here that there's a lot of sand on the main cleaning head. So despite the high score, I would not recommend the X30 for cleaning sand on carpet. I also did a hair wrap test on both surfaces, and more hair wrap around the brush after the carpet test than on the bare floor test. The anti-tangle feature of the X30 is somewhat effective on shorter strands of hair, less than 5 inches, but anything longer than it will wrap around the brush. Also, hair doesn't automatically drop when you open the bin. You'll have to pull it out with your fingers as it sticks to the plastic shroud in the middle. The X30 is also decent with edge cleaning, picking up most of the pet litter as scattered on the edges and corners. It was able to pick up most of the debris on these areas as well as the quarter-inch crevice near the wall. But one thing to note is that you'll have to face the soft roller in the direction of the dirt for it to pick it up, since the roller doesn't reach the sides. In the initial forward pass, it left a lot of debris, so it isn't as efficient as, let's say, a Shark Ion P50 that has a wider brush. Another feature that I tested it with is the mopping feature, specifically on stains. For the experiment, I left red wine and grapefruit droplets overnight to dry, filled up the water tank with tap water, and mopped the surface. While it was able to clean the stains fairly well, it wasn't perfect. The stains were cleaned, but there was visible residue on the floor. One reason is that Roidmi only uses a gravity tank, so water will continually drip, and the pad was fairly damp after the test. The damp pad causes another side effect, which is the soft roller splashing liquid residue on the surface. So if you look underneath the main cleaning head, there is some buildup behind the main brush roll that you'll need to wipe afterward. So it's an extra task that will take up more time. One solution that Roidmi could do to improve is to have a mop setting where the brush doesn't spin as fast, and maybe use an electronically controlled water tank to regulate the flow of water. I didn't even bother using it on wet spills, as I've already tried it with the NEX and the results were disastrous. As far as ergonomics is concerned, the X30 is similar to the X20. I like it best on hard floors, as the steering was most comfortable in this setting. The swivel was smooth going around furniture, and I would say it's more responsive than the Tineco S20. I like the looping handle in its stick vacuum configuration since it provides several grip options. On carpet, it isn't as smooth because of the drag caused by friction, and it tends to slide when you steer. I like that the main cleaning head can go fairly deep under furniture, more so if you turn the handle. It also has an LED headlight that automatically turns on when it becomes dim. In its handheld configuration, the size of the body has its disadvantages. First, it will be challenging to clean tight spots as the body is quite long. Second, the position of the looping handle means more arm fatigue since you will be carrying most of the weight of the vacuum. Lastly, we'll look at the noise levels, and here are the results of the test using a sound meter. It exceeds the 72 decibel mark, so it's quite loud but less noisy than the V11. To conclude this review, the X30 is quite an improvement over the X20 if you look at the overall build quality and the usability upgrades. It's something worth considering if you're looking for a cordless stick vacuum that can clean hard floors for an extended period. It will be most efficient on this surface and the most comfortable to use. I wasn't expecting the 100 plus minute runtime, but it's a welcome bonus and a huge improvement over the X20's 61 minutes. The dust cup is also easier to empty, so it's another plus point for usability. While it's decent at cleaning surface dirt on carpet, it isn't as efficient as it is on hard surfaces, so I would not recommend this for homes that have more carpets than hard floors. Handheld usability is mixed. I like that it came with a pet grooming tool that is handy if you have one, but the length of the body makes it challenging to use in close quarters. Whether or not this vacuum is worth considering will depend on the price. If it falls below the price of the Dyson V10, it might be worth considering, otherwise I'd stick with the Dyson. For more information about the Roidmi X30, please check the links below. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section and I'll answer them ASAP. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you in the next video.